Yeah, listen, I've always admired not just the athletic department here and the commitment and the fan base, but I also admired the academic integrity and the beautiful campus. You know, Marist College checks all the boxes. And then, for me, once I got into communication with Tim, and he opened the door for more communication with President Yellen, and the vice presidents. Um, it just became apparent that there was also the support needed to be successful to go along with everything else. That's everything you want when you're, a Division One head coach, especially, in particular for men's basketball. I wanted to coach since I was in high school. And my sole goal was to find a destination spot in a place where they support you with a great fan base, with great facilities, and I couldn't be more thrilled. Yeah, I mean, you know what? At the end of the day, the players have to embrace the work. Um, you have to be tired of your predicament um, if you want it to change. Uh, I'm not going to come in and make all sorts of demands right away. I want to build relationships with the guys. When you build a relationship, um, you have to have communication. They have to know that they can trust you and that you care about them. Once they understand that, they'll go through a wall for you. But it's a two-way street. We have to be willing to go through a wall for them too. Once they understand that we are going to be willing to go through a wall for them, I think it can be a little bit easier to be demanding on them. They won't like it every day, but if the results show that this is going to get us some wins, I think they will embrace it. That being said, you can talk all you want on the defensive end. You have to be able to score the ball. We had some lean years at St. Peter's, and when we were still really good defensively, if you can't score the ball, if you can't figure out how you can get to 60 points, nowadays it's about 66, 67, 68, and so, if you can't figure that out, then you can't win. So, for us, man, we need balance. We can't take a path of least resistance on the defensive end or the offensive end. We have to be willing to get the ball into the paint to do the dirty work on offense, and if we do that, then I think you're going to see some change here. Yeah, I mean, I know the league, right? So I know the league, so we can hit the ground running. I mean, we feel pretty good about our knowledge of how to play against all the other schools in the league. So we feel good about that. And listen, they were looking for a head coach. The fact that they got one from the league only helps. I'm a much better coach today than I was 12 years ago. I really think we can hit the ground running from the basketball side. We still have some work to do here in the next few days, but we feel really good about making a positive change here. Yeah, we were going to compete, man. We're going to compete. We're going to play really hard. I think day in, day out, I think you have to have a great competitive spirit. I think you have to have a team that's willing to make multiple efforts. We're going to be a team that doesn't take the path of least resistance. I think you're going to see a blue collar work ethic, which I think you need to win. So we're going to have ridiculously good competitive spirit. Every time we step on the court, they know they're going to get maximum effort, and we owe that to a great fan base.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was really, really excited about the interest that there was in our basketball program, even though we haven't had success over the last several years. The amount of coaches and the level of coaches was outstanding. But I think the one thing that stood out, two things that stood out for me with Coach Dunne, was just someone that I've known, that I know has very high character, and secondly is just the fact that he's been a head coach for 12 years, which is really, really important in terms of managing a team, having command of your players, making those tough recruiting calls and decisions and discipline decisions and so on. So his personal character and his experience as a head coach, I think, were the two things that really separated him from others. Well, I welcome it, and I think our fans welcome it. And again, as he said, you have to be able to defend, but you also have to be able to score. So he does talk a lot about balance as well. But clearly, he's going to bring his style that he's had for many years to our basketball program, and I think it'll be really well received, and I think it'll help us win basketball games.